you believe me if I told you that my skin is actually very dry? I get compliments very often about how my skin is smooth, glowing, moisturized, and so on, and that has nothing to do with my actual skin. It is all my routine. Truth is, dry skin is not just a skin type. It's a symptom of your hormonal status, your nutritional status, and of course, your lifestyle habits. They all contribute to how your skin looks and feels. So if you understand why you're dry, you'll be able to get that glow back onto your skin. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Nadia Ben-Shakroun, founder of thebeautydoctrine.com and your guide to better skin naturally. After decades of battling reactive, sensitive, and chronically dry skin, also working with thousands of consumers, I've uncovered the real reasons why your skin dries out and how to fix that. Let's begin by covering the root causes of dry skin. Dry skin has multiple layers of root causes. Some are biological and some are environmental. So let's call them internal and external. Let's start with the biological reasons for dry skin. Some of us are simply born with less active sebaceous glands, myself included, and that means we naturally produce less oil. And less production means less protection for the skin from environmental aggressors and from aging. So we have to work extra hard at maintaining that moist, supple, hydrated skin. Second cause is hormones. The more estrogen, the softer and smoother and more hydrated your skin is. The less estrogen, the drier and more brittle it is. The third cause is aging. As we age, all of our bodily functions slow down. So around age 35, we make less ceramides, cholesterol, fatty acids. And so that moisture within the skin starts to decline. These lipids are critical for a strong barrier layer. Without it, it loses water so much more easily. Fourth reason is nutritional deficiencies. So if you have a diet that is low on good fats, cholesterol, omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin A, zinc, that can impair your skin's ability to create sebum and regenerate that lipid barrier. Now, let's highlight those environmental and external causes of dry skin. Fair warning, a lot of these have to do with your skincare routines. One thing I've uncovered after 3 decades in the beauty industry is that skincare is one of the biggest contributors to damaged skin, including dry skin types. First culprit in your skincare routine is your cleanser. So if you're using soap still or foaming cleanser that's based on SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate, or if you're using toners with harsh alcohols, products with essential oils, products with harsh preservatives, all of those start breaking down that precious lipid barrier, allowing for moisture loss and just drying up your skin. So whenever you feel that squeaky clean feeling, that's your lipid barrier being robbed of its natural moisture. Second external factor still has to do with your skincare, and that is overuse of vitamin A. Naturally, vitamin A is a very drying vitamin, so the more concentrated your retinoids are, so if you're getting those prescription retinoids, if you're using them more frequently, your skin is becoming drier and drier. By definition, that's what they do. They dry up your skin so much, it starts peeling so that you can reveal new skin cells, but you're sacrificing that lipid barrier and you're sacrificing your skin's moisture. Third type of product in your skincare routine that might be drying you out are those oil-free moisturizers. What is the point? I never understood it. Oil-free moisturizers are not moisturizers. These products often rely on silicones, water, synthetic emulsifiers, which evaporate quickly, leaving your skin drier than before. Next is using petrolatum-based or mineral oil-based products. These create an artificial seal that's supposed to seal in your natural moisture, but if you have no moisture to begin with, you're not sealing anything, you're just suffocating the skin. I call it the Band-Aid effect. You're just getting the illusion of moisture, but nothing is absorbing. It's just a Band-Aid sitting on the surface. Those are typically most of your drugstore products because they're really cheaply made. This doesn't mean that luxury products don't have mineral oils. I've seen Chanel and Dior and Lancome and Clinique, even Crème de la Mer. Lots and lots of luxury skincare products have petrolatum or mineral oils. So more expensive does not necessarily mean that it's going to have higher quality ingredients. So you truly have to zoom in on the ingredients themselves, on the packaging, and understand what are the emollients and the oils that are going to deliver moisture to your skin, but we'll get to that later. The fifth reason, and it still has to do with your skincare routine, and that is exfoliation. So lack of exfoliation, you probably are confused because I'm always talking about how a lot of people over exfoliate, and that's an issue as well. And so what we need is the right balance. We need to exfoliate just often enough to remove those dead skin cells that are sitting on the surface, blocking the absorption of your serums and moisturizers. That sweet spot differs from one person to another, but typically it's about once a week, no more. Number 6 is your indoor environment. And so that has to do with your air conditioning, indoor heating, taking long showers, hard water, chlorine, even EMFs or blue light can increase that loss of moisture in the skin. Now that we've identified those root causes, let's get to solutions. So topically, the first and obvious solution is to use lipid-rich products. And so those are things that have ceramides, things like jojoba oil, plum oil, argan oil. I have a great curation on my website of oils that are pre-vetted, that are mostly organic, super clean, and they're organized by skin type. You even have bundles where you can go and see what a good skincare routine should look like. But your choice of moisturizer should never have that petrolatum or mineral oil or even essential oils. Essential oils are volatile, they're aggressive on the skin. What you want is plant oils that are skin compatible and skin friendly. You also want to apply them in the right order with the rest of your skincare, and I call that the TBD method of application. TBD is just for the beauty doctrine, and so you always want to go with your water-based products first, followed by your oil-based products, and that way you're trapping that water, allowing it to go into the skin versus evaporate into thin air. If you'd like an explanation of the TBD method, just let me know in the comments and I'll send you a link. Always finish your skincare routine with a zinc-based SPF, and that's exactly why my skin looks glowing all the time. This isn't my skin, this is my oils plus my SPF layered onto them. And a good gauge on whether your skincare routine is working for you is if your skin looks exactly the same at night as it did in the morning when you applied your skincare. So for me, it does not matter what time of day it is, it's gonna look exactly the same unless I rub it off. And that means my blush is not absorbing into my skin. Everything stays perfectly put, and that's the biggest signal that your skincare is working. It's nourishing the skin, that skin is not thirsty, and it's not absorbing everything that's on top of it. And that leads me to internal solutions that you can apply. The very first one still has to do with those fats, omega-3 fatty acids. Every woman should be taking a good omega-3 supplement, consuming the olive oil every single day, avocados, flax seeds, not every day though with the flax seeds. The moral of the story here is to consume good fats on a daily basis because they act as your internal moisturizer. Beyond that, we can't even make hormones without the right fats. We cannot focus without the right fats. Our brains love fat, our hormones love fat, our bodies are made of fat. So you can't skip it. And so going on a fat-free diet, that is the highway to aging, not just internally, but externally as well. You want to make sure that you're getting enough zinc in your diet. Zinc is the master oil regulator. So whether you're oily or you're really dry, zinc is going to help keep you balanced. It is also essential for the production of those ceramides and lipids that are protective of that skin. And the last thing I'll say on zinc is that it is so essential to mobilizing that vitamin A. So you could be taking all the vitamin A in the world and it won't reach the cell, it won't be effective if you are deficient on zinc. So this does not mean just go overload on zinc, it means you get enough zinc in your diet on a daily basis. The next nutrient that's necessary to take internally is vitamin A, which is essential for our cellular turnover. And this means we don't have that buildup of dead skin cells on the surface that will prevent us from absorbing our moisturizers. Vitamin A also strengthens your epidermis. It's a powerful antioxidant. It helps with DNA repair and so on. It can also affect inflammation levels in the skin as well as skin immunity. And let's not forget that it's fat soluble, so it's gonna help with that cell membrane integrity. Some great foods that can help moisturize your skin internally and provide the vitamin A, zinc, and so on, and those good essential fatty acids. Salmon is at the top of the list. Always, you probably have heard me talk about it a million times. Wild sardines, egg yolks are phenomenal. Avocados, ghee, nuts, and they have to be raw. And of course, you want to reduce those things that are taking away your moisture, and those are your caffeine, alcohol is a big one, and sugar. Next solution is to exfoliate intelligently. And if you just understand this part, I assure you, you're going to be on your way to your best skin. I do consultations with consumers on a daily basis, and the common denominator, very often, people who have damaged their skin, that's because of overexfoliation. And it's not just reaching for the scrub, it's that chemical peel that you get, it's the retinoids that are peeling off your skin, it's also your toner that has alpha hydroxy acids in it, and then you go once a week and still do that exfoliating mask. It is a lot. Everything now seems to be exfoliating. So we need to scale back on that. You cannot continue to just turn over skin cells. It doesn't work that way. So I personally don't believe in exfoliating products that are daily use. I love a good mask. I typically just have one mask that I would use once a week, sometimes every 10 days. It just really depends on what my skin is doing. Ensure that your daily routine is nourishing. It's delivering protection through good sunscreen, through antioxidants. It's giving you your niacinamides, your actives, all these things that are gonna nourish the skin and advance it and take care of it. And of course, peptides to firm it. But you want to keep that exfoliation to a minimum in order to preserve the barrier function and also not to irritate the skin and dry it out. All right, and the last couple solutions, I alluded to them before, so I won't go into too much detail. Avoid false moisture. It's that Band-Aid effect. You don't want to be using Vaseline or a lot of those drugstore products like CeraVe and so on. They give you the illusion of moisture. They're not going in and actually moisturizing. And the last thing is to follow the TBD method of application. Let me know in the comments. You can just say TBD and I'll send you a link to it. So the moral of the story here, real moisture does not come from a jar, from a moisturizer. You need to rebuild that moisture internally. You need to protect your skin barrier, and you need to ensure that whatever products you're using are devoid of drying ingredients like harsh alcohols and so on, and high in nourishing ingredients like plant oils. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Until the next video, be well, be safe, be beautiful. Take care.